Hey everybody, welcome to another video. Apologize for the camera angle. I'm trying here, but so I went on a trip about 3 weeks ago to Virginia, and it was very entertaining. So to start out with, I was going for an OT related event. I got invited to be on a panel for accessibility testing, and I was like, okay, it's my first trip with hearing loss and the blindness and the balance, so it could be entertaining. So I apologize, my dog's running around. So it started out, I got to the airport and I had to go through Atlanta, which I hate Atlanta. It's really large and honestly like overwhelming. There's so many people there. And so on when I arranged to fly, I put that I am blind and deaf, because you can only put deaf. There was no like hearing loss option. In the hopes that they would understand that if they yelled at me, I couldn't respond necessarily, and also, if someone were to speak English that was not their native language, I might struggle. So I just kind of put that there just as a reminder to them to be like, hey, I have this. I'm not ignoring you. I just can't function at my normal capacity, which is fine. That's why it's there to request services. So I request Beacon to fly with me, and we get on the plane, and I get to Atlanta, and so normally what I do is I ask for assistance, whenever I make the reservation, and also whenever I call, because you have to fill out a form saying your dog can fly with you, and so then I confirm my assistance on the phone call, and then when I get to the airport, I confirm that I will have assistance getting from my plane during any layovers. So, it worked out pretty good. I got off the plane, and I was just kind of hanging out, waiting on someone to come and get me. And, excuse me, so we get off the plane, I'm just kind of hanging out, and this random person comes up, and they were like, hey, I'm here to help you to your plane. Okay, and they're eating chips, okay? So, like, I don't know if you ever heard someone eating chips when they're trying to help you, but it's like, crunch, crunch. Yeah, hi, crunch, crunch. I'm here to help you, crunch, to your, crunch, crunch, plane area, gate area, that's the word. And I'm like, okay, let's go then. And he's, like, maybe, like, 30, so, like, he's kind of young, and he's just kind of, like, nonchalant with the whole thing. And I'm like, dude, can we go a little bit faster? Because, like, I need to get to my plane soon. So we're going, and he's kind of just, like, casually walking along, and I'm like, sir, like, we need to hurry up. Like, let's go a little faster. He goes, yeah, hang on. So he takes the bag of chips, and he's, like, dumping it into his mouth, and I'm like, I don't mind crunching. It's one of those very annoying sounds to me, but, like, it irritated me because he was talking while he was crunching, and that just, that bothers me so much. So I'm like, okay, eventually we'll get to the plane, it's fine. So we keep walking, and eventually he's like, yeah, I don't feel like helping you anymore, and just like, he's like, so-and-so can help you, and I'm like, hello? Like, what? He's like, yeah, I'm bored, and like walks away, and I'm like, okay, hi, bye, I don't know. So finally, some random guy comes up, and he's like, you need a wheelchair, and I'm like, no, I'm good. You need a wheelchair? No, I'm good, I can walk. Wheelchair? No, I can walk. And he gets very angry. So then he's like, you come this way. And he's like, instead of like guiding me like a normal person, he's trying to like push me in front of him, which is very uncomfortable. And also I don't like being touched. So like my whole PTSD alert system is on high alert at this moment in time. So we're going, and he keeps saying we're gonna go onto the plane train, which is like the train that gets you to your gate. It's like a indoor subway kind of thing. And I'm like, okay, I'm ready for the train. We got that. Like, let me get my balance, because trains are hard because they move so quickly on the in the airport, and like I need my balance. So let me hold on to a pole. Like, we got it, And he's like, okay, we don't take train, we take elevator. Excuse me. And I'm like, okay, what? The elevator doesn't go where the train goes. Like, what? I'm really confused. So we start going, and we first I had him take me to the dog relief area, and he was like, no escalator, and I'm like, no escalator, I hate escalators. They're like the death of guide dogs, honestly. Like, we were trained on them, but I don't take them, so we don't use them. So we take the elevator, and we get to the pet area, as he called it. It was the service dog relief area / pet area. And I had a really hard time making him understand that I needed to go there, because he was like, well, it's not my dog. And I'm like, I know, but it's my dog, and she has to pee. So, like, let's go. So we get to the area, and he doesn't let me shut the door. So there's like this little glass area. There's like windows around it, and there's like fake carpet grass that smells like poop. It's really gross. There's like water that comes out, and like you spray the area once the dog pees, or you pick up the poop and put it in a trash can. So we're like going, and I take Beacon into the room, and I take her harness off and let her pee. Well, she decides to not pee on the area because she likes to pee on the floor, which is fine with me. I don't really care. So she pees on the floor because, you know, it smells gross. Like, there's like a cloud of urine scented smell like in the whole room. So the guy comes in because he won't let me shut the door, which I'm like, we need to shut the door. Like, this is my private space with my dog, and like there could be other dogs coming, and like I need to be closing the door so that way I can be prepared if one comes in. They're not supposed to come in more than one at a time. So he comes in and grabs Beacon and tries to push her up and put her on the grass carpet area that smells like pee. And I'm like, dude, like, what are you doing? Like, she's fine. She's gonna pee on the floor. Well, she's not peeing in the right spot. And I'm like, it doesn't matter. It's all the same room, and also it stinks in here, so I can't blame her. So then I'm at this point, I'm like kind of stressed out a little bit. I'm gonna pause because Beacon has to go pee, but I will return in shortly. Alright, sorry about that, guys. I had to pause for a second. So anyway, so he was trying to pick up my dog and like take her to the pee spot. Oh, hang on. There we go. Sorry, got the camera at the wrong angle, or the wrong side, so hopefully that's better. Anyway, so he tried to pick Beacon up and like take her to her pee spot while she was peeing, and I was like, sir, no. So I'm like very frustrated at this point, but it's okay. It's manageable. You know, this is kind of like the usual part of the course for me with getting airport assistance. And yes, there are smart glasses and stuff. I realize that, but I don't have any, and also like I can manage with the assistance of other people. But honestly, after this situation, I am honestly kind of afraid to go back to the airport by myself. Like, it was terrifying. So I get out of the animal relief area, and I put a harness back on, and we keep walking. And when we're walking, by the way, he's screaming at me saying, turn right. And I'm like, okay, so like turn, like, you know, like 90 degrees. He means like angle. So finally I'm like, sir, do you mean angle? And he's like, yes, incline right. And I'm like, what does incline right mean? I don't know what that means. So I'm like getting stressed out because I don't understand what he's saying. And he's like yelling at me in his native language, which is frustrating because I don't know what he's saying. And also he's so mad he can't speak English. And I'm like, I don't know what to do. So he kept getting mad at me because he would scream at me whenever we were around people, because Beacon goes on the left side. That's how all guide dogs work. So we're going on the left side, and we're supposed to go on the right side, apparently. And so people were like making comments to him in whatever language he speaks, and about us, because I can tell because it's the way the tone was. And I was like, I don't know what's happening. So we get to this point where there's like a bunch of people coming past us, and they're going with suitcases on like those little plates of the escalators. They have like little bumps on them, so it sounds really loud. I could not hear over that. So he's like screaming at me, and I'm like not responding because I don't hear him. So I'm just like stopping. I'm like, I'm gonna stop. I can't hear what's happening. I need to, my brain is overwhelmed. I can't like function at this moment in time. So he's screaming at me, and of course I don't respond. So he gets angry, obviously. And even though I put on my thing that I can't hear, and I also said I have hearing issues at the moment, so I'm not gonna be able to hear you if we're in a crowded place. He didn't care. He didn't do anything. So he finally gets me moving again, and he's like yelling at me. And then he says he doesn't understand why I have a dog because I can't see. And I'm like, yes, I'm blind, the dog can see, she's my eyes, like, that's how it works. Well, that's stupid. And I'm like, okay, I don't really care about your opinion, random guy at the airport, but okay. So we go in this elevator, and it's like, there's like no one around. I don't know where the heck we are at this point. So we're in this elevator, and there's only us in it, and he's like, he asked for a tip. And, you know, at this point, I'm like, you know what? No, because he sucks at his job, and like, I didn't realize it was gonna get worse than this, but he like, it was terrifying. So I'm like, you know, he kept asking me if I wanted to stop an ATM, and I'm like, no, it's good, I'm fine. And he's like, okay, well, you give me a tip, and I'm like, I didn't say anything, and he was like, you give me a tip, I'll take care of you if you take care of me. And I was like, we'll see. And he's like, yeah, you better take care of me. And I was like, oh my gosh, like, is he talking about financially or like otherwise? Because my brain automatically goes to other options that like terrifies me to my core, honestly. I think that's just part of having survived sexual assault and everything. Like, my brain is constantly like, oh my gosh, like, does he mean like sexual favors? Because like, no, I'm not in for that. I just want to go to my plane so I can go to Virginia. Like, I don't know. So we get off the elevator, and there's like no one around. Okay, so like, I don't know where the heck we are, but we're in this like dungeon of the airport. There's like no one around, there's no planes, there's no people. I hear nothing around me, and I'm like terrified to death because he just threatened me. And he said a bunch of other things too, I'm not gonna say here, but mentally I was like, oh my gosh, like, I could die and like no one would know because I'm alone with my dog and I don't have a knife because you can't bring knives on planes, and like, I don't know what to do. Like, I am genuinely terrified for my life here, and there's no one around. So we're walking, and I'm like about to cry because I'm just so terrified that he's going to harm me in some way, and I cannot do anything about it at all. So we go through this part of the airport, and luckily, like, Beacon was guiding me, but she was stopping because she looked back and like she could tell I was freaking out. Like, my hand was shaking on the harness. Like, I was honestly to the point of dissociating, but I had to keep it together so I could walk in the airport. But like, my mind was like in two separate places, if that makes sense. So like, part of my brain was there, part of my brain was like, we need to back away from this. This is terrifying. Like, let's not be here in this moment in time. And I didn't have any phone service because, you know, we're in the underworld of the airport, and there was no one around. So I held on to Beacon's harness with like a death grip, which you're not supposed to do. You're supposed to be relaxed. And held my tears in, and I was like, okay, self, we have to rally here. When we get around people, we need to scream. We need to make a scene, get someone's attention, because this is not a safe situation, and you need to get yourself out of the situation. And like, it was weird because PTSD brain says if you hide, they won't find you. If you stay very, very still, they won't capture you. Like, it's just like this weird like prey instinct. So of course I didn't do that because I had to keep walking, but like, part of my brain was like, we're gonna stay still, we're just gonna not make a scene, like, just get through it, basically. And my other part of my brain was like, nope, we are making a scene, we are worth protecting, like, let's go. And it was weird because it wasn't like a thought pattern, it just happened. Like, it was like this random, like, we need to get some assistance. Like, it was like this impulse, you know? Which is weird because normally I don't do that. Normally my response is terrified and freak out and like hide or dissociate. So we're going to the airport, and all of a sudden we get around other people. I hear people coming, like, we're on this like little walkway area, I guess. And at this point, he had already been trying to grab me a couple times. He was trying to like grab my backpack, which I was wearing because I love my backpack. It's my favorite thing to carry when I travel because like, it holds everything in the world. And so he's like grabbing my backpack, and trying to push Beacon in her harness the right way, like towards wherever we're going, because Beacon had stopped. She was like not moving. Whenever we heard people, like I don't know if I told her to stop where only she could hear, or if I just was freaked out so much that she was like, I'm not moving, something's wrong with you. So he tried to touch me, and I don't know if I screamed or if I shoved him away or what happened, but somehow I got the attention of other people passing by. And the only thing I remember is screaming at him to not touch me ever. And that's it. I don't know what else happened besides that somehow whenever I came back to my awareness, someone was beside me and they were his supervisor. And they were trying to explain to him that I needed to hold his arm so he could guide me to the plane. And he said I was too good for that. And I don't remember exactly my words, but it was something to the effect of, I'm uncomfortable, can you help me? Like, this person is making me very unsafe and I need some assistance. I don't care who provides it, I just don't feel comfortable in this situation. At this point, I'm like about to cry because like my PTSD brain is like, yeah, it's struggling. I'm like shaking. I have tears in my eyes. I'm about to lose it, honestly. Like I've come pretty close, a couple times in like, previous experiences, but like I can't even tell you, like the terror of that was very similar to after my assault and after my previous stalking incidents with another person. It was very, very similar to that terror. So we're like, finally, she knows, like, I don't know how in the heck she knew who I was, but she knew who I was because later on it was the whole thing. But before that, she was like, okay, come on with me, like, I'm a supervisor, like, I'm gonna get you to the plane. And I'm like, okay, thank you. And I'm like trying to cry because I'm like, I don't want to cry on the plane, like, this, people think I'm weird. But I'm like, he basically like threatened me and I didn't feel safe, and like I need to go to my plane so I can go to Virginia. Yeah. So we get on the plane and I got the nicest seatmate ever. Like, he was amazing as ever. We had to go back to the gate because the power unit failed, which I don't know what that is, but apparently it's pretty bad. And then we had to go back to the gate again because there was a pilot that wanted to get on to fly with us, and he was flying for another airline, so we had to get to like Virginia, but he missed the flight, so we had to go back and get him. But I had the nicest seatmate ever. Like, he was great, and I was like, yeah, I just had a really rough experience in Atlanta, so like, don't mind my terror right now, and like, you're a guy, so I'm like very comfortable at this point. So I get to Virginia, and by the way, my flight got delayed like 3 hours. So at this point, it's like 7 p.m. and I was supposed to be there at like 6. It's like, actually, I'm sorry, it's not 7. It's like 8-ish, I think, 8-ish. So I get to the jet bridge, get my bag and everything, and the people were like, okay. So this lady came down at me, and they were like, so she needs to go from to baggage claim to get her luggage, and then to outside to take the dog to the bathroom, and then to the shuttle area because they had a shuttle to my hotel. I said, okay, ma'am, like, my flight's been delayed like 3 hours. My dog has to pee. It's been like 5 hours since she's peed. Can we go outside first? No, we go baggage claim. And I'm like, yes, but like, my dog needs to pee. No, we go baggage claim. And I'm like, I don't care. We can get her eventually, but my dog has to pee and she's gonna be on the floor. So we get to the plane train, which I hate. And she like shoves me onto the train. Okay, and my balance is really bad, so I'm like struggling to hold on. And this lady comes up behind me and she's like, hey, I'm blah blah. You need to go outside. And I'm like, yes, thank you. Can you make her understand? Because she spoke the same language as the person that was helping me. Well, the first lady got mad and started cussing out the second lady because I was her passenger and how dare she talk to me. And I was like, oh my gosh, like, what is happening? I'm not in the mood for this today. I just want to go to my hotel and sleep. So they start screaming at each other, and like everyone else is like ignoring them. They're just like, oh, whatever, this is normal. And I'm like, this is not normal. So the plane train ends, and I couldn't understand what the announcement was saying. So instead of being like, hey, this is our plane, they like grab my arms and pull me from the pole. And like the train has a second where it kind of like it stops, but then it lurches forward. So I almost fell because they were like grabbing my hands to like pry me out the door. I was like, oh my gosh, like no, like stop it. So we get out the train, and she says, okay, I'm taking you to Delta office. And I'm like, the Delta office? They have a Delta office? What is that? Where is that? Like, that's a thing in the airport? Like, I don't know what that is. So we go again into the underworld of the airport, and I'm like terrified because there's no one around, there's no people, there's no any echoes of anything. I don't have any phone service, of course, and I don't know where the Delta office is or if it even exists. And I'm like, oh my gosh, again, I could die. No one would know. So after like 20 minutes of going through the underworld of the airport where I thought I was going to die, because I was like, again, terrified at this point, because she also asked for a tip. We get to the Delta office, and she's like explaining how I suck as a human being because it's not her dog to take out to the bathroom, and how dare I ask her for assistance when her job is to get me to the baggage claim in the shuttle. So I interrupt her, and I'm like, hey man, this is what's going on. My dog needs to pee. Can someone take me outside? At this point, I don't care who it is. I just need to go outside. Like, anyone at all in this entire airport, help me go outside. So I finally get someone from the Delta office to help me outside and take her to pee. I'm like, okay, good. Maybe I'm done with that lady. Don't have to deal with her anymore. Well, she took me right back to that lady, and I was like, are you kidding me? So I get to the baggage claim, and she's yelling at me because I don't know what shade of black my luggage is, which I didn't know it had shades, but apparently it does. So I'm like, okay, well, it has a giant jingle bell on it, and it's black, and it's like this kind of shape, and this kind of suitcase, and like I'm explaining it, and she's like, just really irked that I can't tell her more about the shade of the black color. And I'm like, I don't know, man, I'm blind. Like, what do you want me to do? So I finally get my luggage, and we go out to the shuttle area, which my hotel did not have a shuttle from there. Yeah, so we get to the shuttle area, and make a long story short, she got mad at me because I didn't want to call the hotel because there were so many people around I couldn't hear on my phone. I have hearing loss, so I can't do that. At the time, that's a whole other story, but at the time I was struggling with phone calls. So she gets mad at me because I'm not calling the hotel. So she calls them for me on her phone, and I can't hear them because it's so loud. Like, there's people outside, we're on the street, there's cops blowing their whistles. I can't hear anything at all. So I'm like trying to hear, and she's like mad at me because I don't understand what they're saying on the phone. And she's like, you speak English? I'm like, yes, but I can't understand what they're saying. I can't hear them. So long story short, she got mad at me again and walked over and found some random people to ask about if they were going to the same hotel I was, which they were not. And she's like, okay, well, I'll wait with you until like 8:30 or whatever time it was. And I was like, it's fine, like I can wait on my own. I don't need you to watch me, like I'm fine. And she's like, no one's here to watch you, so I need to watch you, like I'm a child or something. I'm like, no, it's fine, like the shuttle's gonna come eventually. I will wait here until they come. I've got it. So she starts getting annoyed because I'm not letting her watch me, I guess. And so everyone around me like left except for like one person, and I was like, hey, like I'm gonna take an Uber because they said the Uber lane's like right next to this place that we're at, so like I'm gonna take an Uber. No, you take shuttle, I insist. And I'm like, no, I'm taking an Uber so I can get to my hotel. And she wouldn't let me leave. Like, she held my bag, and she was like very demanding that I stay in that spot. And like, I don't know how to get to the Uber area, but I'm like, I can't do this. Like, I need to get to the hotel. Like, I'm like 3 hours later than I should be. I have no dinner, no food. I'm hungry, and also like overly stressed. My brain needs to cry. Like, I just need a minute to cry. So finally she finds these random people that are like in the shuttle line, and she's like, can you watch her? I can't do this. This is not my job anymore. And I'm like, you don't have to watch me. I'm fine, but like, please say yes to her so she'll leave me alone. So they finally said yes, and she left me alone. As soon as she left, I was like, can you guys help me to the Uber line? Like, I need to take an Uber. I'm like really tired, and I can't do this anymore. Like, my brain needs a minute. So we get to the Uber line, which is like literally 2 feet away, and I call an Uber. I got the nicest guy ever. I was like, sir, thank you so much for picking up my dog, because I am not in the mood to argue with you about guide dogs. Like, thank you. I almost cried. I left him a really good tip. So we got to the hotel, and it was good. I learned that I have trouble hearing in large spaces. I can't echolocate anymore, and I also had difficulty with participating in group conversations and life. Basically, it was a good weekend, but it was rough. It was a lot. I was so tired. And when I flew back home from Atlanta, I luckily got someone to come with me who was going on the same flight as me in Atlanta. So we ate dinner at this restaurant, which was awesome because I didn't know you could eat dinner at the restaurant at the airport. And I was so relieved and so at peace because someone was with me. And when I got on my plane to fly home, they were like, random person stopped me in the middle of the jetway, and they were like, I need to talk to you. And I'm like, crap, what the heck did I do? Like, what happened? And they wanted to apologize for that guy's behavior and said that, you know, they felt really bad. Basically they apologized for that. And I was like, look, man, it's not your fault, it's his fault. And also, like, there's nothing you can do about it, but, like, it's terrifying. Like, as a blind person by myself, with my history of sexual assault and, like, PTSD and everything else, there was a lot. It would be a lot for anyone, honestly. Like, if they were in the middle of nowhere land, and yeah, it would be insane. So luckily they were really chill, and they, you know, apologized to me. And, like, when I got to Atlanta, I was, like, dying because they were trying to be, like, super nice. They're like, oh yeah, we can walk you to your gate. Like, I'm here to help you with whatever. I'm like, oh, thanks, it's fine though. I got someone that's coming with me. We're gonna eat dinner at blah blah restaurant. And yeah, it was good. So my pointers are that if you're traveling alone, and they also yelled at me because I didn't call a supervisor, and I'm like, well, one, who the heck do you call? And two, I'm not going to ask the guy that's trying to kill me if he can call the supervisor. Like, it doesn't work that way. But my pointers are that basically keep your wits about you, and if you feel unsafe, definitely make a scene as much as you can. By the way, my phone said I was in a cornfield in Iowa. Whenever all this was going on, I was under the airport, so my family didn't know where I was either. They were like, what the heck, how are you in a cornfield? Yeah, I was not. So yeah, just be careful out there, guys, because, like, it's insane. And I'm a pretty chill person, but that terrified me to my core, and I had nightmares about it for like a week solid. And I'm nervous about flying again by myself. It's honestly frightening because I most of the time have to go through Atlanta when I fly away somewhere, and yeah, so God was protecting me. People were praying for me when all that was going on, and I was like, thanks guys, because you have no idea that I almost died. Like, I literally, anything could have happened, you know? Yeah, so anyway, so that's all I got for you all, but flying with hearing loss and balance is definitely an adventure. My ears hurt so bad. I thought my head was going to explode. Like, it was very painful. They don't know what is going on with that, but basically, I have been told that I have an auditory processing disorder, perhaps, or if I don't, that I have all the symptoms because of the vestibular issues. So basically, I can't localize sound, I can't use echolocation because I can't localize sound. I can't understand speech and background noise very well, and balance-wise, it's functional, but I can't do, like, hikes and stuff, like on hills or anything like that. Like, it's a struggle. I've been told that eventually, in a couple years, my vestibular system will heal completely and I'll be fine. But until then, if I don't get another ear infection, of course, but if I do, it could pull it back more. Work on some exercises at home, and hopefully get some hearing aids that will help me. It's called low gain hearing aids, so it's like, it's a hearing aid that is very small, slight amplification to help me localize sounds and orient my environments better. Which would honestly help me stress-wise, because PTSD is like, woo, like, whenever when I get on my own and I can't hear things very well, I lose my mind. Like, it's terrifying. Like, it kicks in your fight or flight. Like, if you ever check into the whole vestibular system and how to build it up and everything, like the different symptoms and stuff, if you have dysfunctional vestibular system, it can also cause a lot of fight or flight responses. And so that's what I get whenever I go in public and I can't hear what's going on, like restaurants. There's a couple restaurants I can go to where it's so quiet I'm fine, but like other places I'm like, oh, I cannot hear anything, I'm terrified. Anyway, so hopefully that the hearing aids will help me with the whole processing sound and being aware of my surroundings more and feeling more safe. But yeah, so it's been an adventure. I'll make a video about my whole deafblind journey with deafblind services and everything in the future. But right now I don't have deafblind services because I'm not deaf, and basically it's a brain thing, that the auditory issues is not my hearing, it's a brain thing, but also one side of my hearing is worse than the other side. So as a blind person, it affects me more because I use my hearing for everything. So it's been a journey. I'll make a video about that in the future. But for now, I don't have hearing aids because insurance doesn't cover them, and just trying to function. So it's a process. But I just wish that the people that help escort people from the different areas of the airports would have a little bit more training in disability awareness, and also like common like etiquette, because you don't touch people without their consent. You don't yank on their dogs. You don't push them forward. You definitely don't like threaten them with anything ever. Like, what the heck? Yeah. So anyway, that's my story. Hope y'all enjoyed. I smile only because it's so difficult to talk about that it's kind of funny in a way, because I don't know how else to cope with it, you know? It's like, in the moment I was terrified, but now I'm like, oh my gosh, like I can't cry, so I have to laugh. Like, it's one of those kind of things. But yeah, I definitely advise, if you're traveling by yourself, this is not to scare you, or like, you know, this is how it's gonna always be, because this is not how it always is. Sometimes I get really good people to help me. And yes, there is a whole point about how you can be blind and still be independent, and you can travel on your own and you don't need help. But I choose to get that help because I am not just dealing with my blindness now. I have a couple of things going on, and also, like, if I had the time, I would take the time, and I could travel to the airport by myself and figure out my gate by myself if I chose to. But I don't, so any decision is fine. Any way you get assistance is fine. I'm not here to judge you. People seem to think that independence means no help, and I'm like, no. If there's one thing I've learned from this whole journey of balance and hearing loss is, it's okay. It's okay to be independent, but also have assistance at times. It doesn't make you less able. It doesn't make you less worthy of your life as anyone else, because all that matters at the end of the day is if you get things done that you need to get done and you're functional. So if you're in a wheelchair and you have to have someone help you use the restroom, or get out of bed in the morning and do all the dressing and the bathing and all that kind of stuff, it's fine, because you're still functioning. You got all the things done you need to get done. Doesn't matter how you do it, you got there. So I enjoyed the conference very much. It was a meeting with some OT people for a project, and it was great. I felt like they actually listened to me as a human being, and I felt like I was actually valued as an OTA, which was great, because I sometimes regret the choice that I made to go into the OTA field, because I don't have a job. It's been 5 years. But I almost cried when I left, because I felt like they saw me as a human being, and that I had value, and like I could do something as an OTA and not just, oh no, you're blind, run away. So that was nice for my depression. It really helped me not feel depressed, so that was good, because this shiny loss thing has taken a whole toll on my mental health, and it's been kind of rocky. So anyway, I hope y'all enjoy this video, and thank you for joining. I apologize for the camera angle again. I might be moving the camera, actually. Yeah, but thank you all for watching, and see you on the next one.